Guys, I am not the world's greatest shot. However, this gun does use really big bullets. How's it going, guys? In today's video, I wanted to bring out an old favorite of mine, and that is my Taurus Judge Magnum. This is the original Judge Magnum. It goes back several years. I've had this gun since they come onto the market. When the 3-inch was released is when I had a friend of mine to order me one. And it is one of those guns that you just had to have. You know, when they come out, if you guys remember it, when they first come out, they were an extremely hot item. It was actually a little bit difficult for me to get this gun. I almost settled on the 2.5-inch model, but you know, I was real glad that I was able to get the 3-inch Magnum. What I wanted to do in this video is talk a little bit about this Judge and actually show you a couple of different kinds of ammo. And there are a lot of people that either love the Judge or hate the Judge. I mean, there's usually very few in between. It's just a personal preference, just like anything else. But one thing that you need to be aware of if you are going to keep a firearm such as this around for self-defense, then you need to be aware of the type of ammunition you use. There is a big difference in the performance of the ammo that you use. You cannot use just a regular 410 shot shell for a self-defense situation. There's a big difference, and actually what I'm going to do in this video is to look at a couple of different kinds of ammo and actually show you how they pattern. I've got a few targets set up at about 7 yards downrange. 7 yards is the average for all self-defense encounters, so that's what we're going to be using in this video today. So what I've got for you is a total of 3 different types of ammunition. There's tons of ammo out there on the market, but this is just a couple of representations. First that I've got up here is the 3-inch Super X. We've all seen it, 7.5 shot. We're going to try some of that. We also have some of the 2.5-inch 6.5 shot 410 ammo as well, and then we do have some that is specifically designed for the handgun. This is of course Federal, not sponsored video, but you know, you guys from Federal, you know, reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you. This is the 410 2.5-inch shot buckshot, specifically designed for a handgun, for a 410 handgun. Now, this is one of the more common ones out there. There are a lot of other specialty loads that you can get that are on the market. To start with, we are going to be using the Winchester 2.5-inch shot shell. Again, this is a 6.5 shot. As I mentioned before, we are at 7 yards, and we're going for the far right target. There's our shot. Let's go down range and have a look. Guys, you can see very easily why there is some types of ammunition that you do not want to use in the Judge. I was aiming here, but you can see that it has completely covered this target, all the way up off of this target, you know, and this is just a standard target, just printed out on a piece of paper, and the pattern is just extremely broad. You would not be able to do any kind of precision shooting with this type of ammo. Up next is the Super X from Winchester. It's another standard load 410 shot shell, and it is very similar, as you're about to see, to the previous round that we fired. But for demonstration's sake, we want to give this every opportunity. 7 yards, we're going for the target in the middle. There's obviously a little bit more punch from that round, but let's go and see how it did on the target. This is one of those rounds that makes everybody think that you are an absolutely terrible shot, and here's why. Again, I was aiming for the center. I have a hit here, 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 and here, and virtually nowhere else on this target. You know, it is an extremely wide pattern. It is too wide to be of any kind of use in a self-defense situation. Now we are moving to a round specifically designed for a 410 handgun, in particular the Judge or the Governor, you know, depending on what you have. And of course it is the Federal handgun load, 410 buckshot, very inexpensive load. And I think what we're just going to do is simply reuse that middle target. There were so few pellets on that target. I really hate to see that thing go to waste. So, and just use my other target for another time. Still at 7 yards, middle target. Let's see how we do. Let's go downrange, check the target. Here it is, guys, and that pattern is a little higher than what I'd hoped. I was aiming here, but as you can see, the pattern did go a little high. For this Judge, the way that mine does, it seems to pattern just a little bit high with those shells. However, there is a little bit more consistency with the buckshot than what there is the others. Again, going back to this one, you can see it just covered everything. And then over here, you can see how that at least it's all of those shots are on paper. You know, with being a total of 4 shots in that cartridge, you can see the impacts here. Again, it is slightly higher, but at least it's all on paper and a little more consistent than the others. Now guys, we have moved into about 5 yards, and I'm simply going to go on that far right target as well this time. And just to show you a little bit more about the performance of the handgun load, the buckshot. So here we go. See if I can get it a little lower this time. Now this is where this gun is going to shine. Very close range. Let's have a little bit closer look at that target. You can see here that buckshot, very devastating at close range. And that was literally just a 2-yard difference between this target and what we did here. 7 yards here, you can see that pattern, how much it broke up compared to what it is here. Now of course it did break up some, but obviously not as much as it did here. Okay, that's something that you need to be aware of. With that rifled barrel, any kind of a shot, it is going to be spreading that pattern a lot wider than it normally would through a smoothbore barrel. Guys, I can't let that last target go to waste. What I'm going to do is actually bring back the 3-inch Winchester Super X and just have a little fun. That's why I'm out here anyways. I just wanted to show this ammo to you and how it performs. So again, about 5 yards, Winchester 3-inch Super X. Very close range, but if you were in a self-defense situation, typically it is going to be close. I just love that fireball. And at 5 yards, as you can see, it just completely covers the target. So this type of ammunition would be absolutely terrible, even at close range for a self-defense situation. The buckshot, you can see 7 yards, how the pattern broke up. And, 5 yards, pretty much right here, but I guess there is a little bit of difference in it, not a lot between the two. Some of you may be wondering whether or not I would use the Judge as a defensive firearm, and I would have to say no. The Judge is a lot of fun. It's a good snake gun, don't get me wrong, but for a situation where I'm trying to protect my life or the life of my family, there's a lot better options out there. Yes, it's a fun gun to shoot. I have a lot of fun out with this gun, and that's why I'm out here today. I had it out and just thought that I would do a little bit of video for you. I like it. I can't say anything other than that. I like the gun, but it just does not fit a self-defense role for me. There are other types of ammunition out there that would make this gun a whole lot better. If this is what you have, then by all means, please check out some of the better ammo. Alright, you need to make sure that the gun is going to perform the way that you need it to, and in something like this, the ammunition is a critical component. But guys, I just wanted to get this out, show it to you again, have a little fun with it, and show you just a little bit of an ammo comparison. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you keep one of these as your defensive firearm? I'd love to know what kind of ammo you use if you do, and I'm sure there's other here that would like to know that as well. Please leave your answer down in the comments below. Also guys, be sure to check out my website at boomsticktactical.com. Wanted to take a minute to thank you guys on Patreon who are supporting the channel. I really appreciate it, especially with the demonetization. If any of you guys are interested in help to support the channel, you can do so by joining Patreon. You can also do so by buying t-shirts. I've got a down in the merch shelf below the video. There's several different styles that I have and other merchandise. You can also visit my website at boomsticktactical.com. Guys, thanks for watching. Let me hear from you. Check out the rest of the videos on the channel, and we'll see you next time.